So, New York, that's geoengineering at its finest, ever perfecting. They exacerbate conditions, they even pre-build things to prepare for their geological mayhem that they know they can cause with Tesla's technology, outer space based weaponry, Gwen towers, all of that. You know, the NexRad. It's patented. I have found a pamphlet in my grandmother's room. They are copies of patents that if you research, you can see all of the weather manipulation experiments to date. Vietnam, they made it rain there forever. It was miserable. It was the biggest. It's like all wars are experimental grounds for the latest technological advances. Really, kind of the medicines and all the. Vietnam was huge in figuring out. That's what Monsanto came out of, the seed that can withstand. They made the GMO that with the kind of plant that was infused with other plants that survived their chemtrailing. You could see plenty of pictures from Vietnam where it's like they just you could just see where the forest was decimated. It looks like weed killer was sprayed. It's orange, and then it's just a line of orange, and then but they made it rain for 40 days. The soldiers there were miserable with a lot of stuff going on because of just rain, rain, rain. In some areas, they were doing all that experimenting, and so that's what's going on now. Full throttle is like it's this is it. And there's a faction of people that would choose to say, well, climate change, it's climate change. And then, or, you know, God, Earth is getting pissed, you know, it's right there in the Bible. And they don't consider, it's like, well, who wrote the Bible, babe? You know, you're inside of a classroom, especially if the Catholic Church, they're going to rewrite the rules for you. And this is what happens if you start to find out about us. This is what happened. This is what happens, and your end of days are coming. If you start to wake up, we need to reset this whole thing, which is actually they'll never tell you. You can try to do it too. You need to find your own power, whatever that is, which is the power that they get. What is that? Now, I've never said this before, but of course it's the mind. They harness your mind, and now talk about remote controlling you with what? The TV set. All they do is put that radiator there and say, anything. First, what is it, babes? Talk. There's a problem with Babylon over here. And so just make books, do the book thing, and if you can electrify it, what I mean is mass produce information, pure propaganda and horse shit, fear, get the fear going. Make sure that you are warlords, right? Of course, we'll get to the bottom of this. It's really, you can see how that all of that side would exacerbate the more and more we just give our minds away to it. You know, you can see how, kind of like how, you know, I've been kind of teetering here, and but it's all humanity. Hi, I've been teetering, and I'm noticing that we need to regroup. We need to find out who our leaders are. We need to organize. We're already being organized, babe. If you have organs, you've been organized. Now, find out which side are you on? Are you on the side of what your organs would prefer to be able to just chug along and be happy? Or are you on the side that says, fuck your organs, we're going to do an organization. What does that mean? God, I love to clarify. It's really serious to me. It's like, that's funny. The way that they set up our language, it's like, can't you see it? It's right in front of your face. Including what I was mentioning before. Um, well, I don't think I posted it yet, but the criminal justice system, like the criminal justice system, huh? Can the non-criminals, like can the honest people, just people, decent people, can we have a decent people's justice system? I mean, we know life is hard enough, but maybe we can work something that makes sense here. Give us a little justice every once in a while. That's where we need two constitutions. I'm dead serious. Based on what, Shauna? Well, let's look at what psychology is saying, and also, like Buddhism is pointing this out forever. It's like, well, there's people that are mind-oriented, and then there's the Buddha. The Buddha is just reality. If it was a Christ or Jesus talking, would say, I am the truth. I am the light. I'm one of the ways. You can go somewhere else and deny it too. I mean, whatever, really. It's not a big deal. You either walk with me or you don't. I happen to find that you will. You won't resist me. And at which point, you'll see that others will be resisting. And that's just the way it goes. There's a mob coming now. Why? It would be an interesting story to start uncovering it. And it seems to keep repeating in movies. You go to movies, and you watch Luke Skywalker figure out, that Death Star, that thing is totally synthetic. We thought it was a organic thing, and it's like, And what did it turn out to be? I forget, kids. You want to forget, really. It's like, Well, the secret to that movie is like, well, maybe your parents need to be pushed aside a little bit. Like, excuse me, I have this thing I'm going to do here, and you guys sucked. It sucked. Okay, I'm sorry. It was fine, but your narcissistic attitude about it is really fucked. We are fucked with that as far as a human organism. Excuse me while I try and find a way into the Death Star and save at least one decent planet.